Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'd like to ask you a big question. What is the most radical thing you would be willing to do for a valued relationship? Would you quit your job? Would you give up a title? Renounce your citizenship? Or maybe forfeit an inheritance? You would think it through very well, wouldn't you? It was a no-brainer for Japan's Princess Mako, who recently married a commoner, thus forfeiting her royal status. Miss Mako skipped the usual rites associated with a royal wedding and turned down a traditional payment of about 1.3 million given to a female member of the imperial family upon their departure from the household. Why did she do that? Kay, her husband, is irreplaceable for me, she said. For us, marriage is a necessary choice to live while cherishing our hearts. And that brings us to a key word in today's nugget: perspective. Our lesson focuses on Moses and how he lay up treasures in heaven. Wait, you say, he was a prince. He had it all. And he gave it all away. Let that sink in for a bit. Now, to be fair, he didn't exactly choose to walk away. He was kind of forced to because he had a plan that was not exactly the way God was planning to carry things out. You see, Moses thought that his position, his wealth, his power gave him the right to act like he did. In Patriarchs and Prophets, Ellen White states that God had revealed to both Moses and the Israelite elders that he would be the deliverer of Israel. And naturally, he thought that they were going to obtain their freedom by force of arms, and that he was expected to lead the Hebrew host against the armies of Egypt. At the court of Pharaoh, Moses received the highest civil and military training because the monarch had determined to make his adopted grandson his successor on the throne. Therefore, Moses was educated for this high position. However, Moses had been instructed in regard to the final reward to be given to him, to the humble and the obedient servants of God, and worldly gain sank to its proper insignificance in comparison. And that's where our word for today comes in: perspective. When we weigh earthly against heavenly, the worldly always sinks down. When Ellen White saw bright glimpses of heaven and the new earth in visions, she usually described this world as dark and lonely compared to what she saw. Now, Moses lost out on the promised land that he had been working his entire life towards, and that's 120 years. But in the long run, he went to the promised land with a capital P. So when the temporal, earthly reality seems too discouraging, too disappointing, too great of a loss, too tempting, don't forget to put things into perspective. It'll help you navigate the circumstances and hopefully make your reality seem more bearable. And that's why perspective is the nugget for today. I'll see you tomorrow.